Welcome to Get Creative. I'm Shelley Hall, and this is your creative news for the week of April 28, 2008, brought to you by CreativePro.com. This week's edition is sponsored by iStock Photo, the world's preeminent collection of member-generated, royalty-free images at the world's best prices. Here is this week's Master in a Minute.
In this week's Master in a Minute, we're going to scale the pattern fill of an object in Illustrator without scaling the object itself. So I'm going to select my star and I'm going to fill it with one of the basic dot patterns that we already have in Illustrator. Now, as I apply this pattern fill, those dots are a little bit too small. I want them much bigger to look more like a polka dot pattern. So what I'm going to do now is in the toolbar, select my scale tool, and if I hold down my Option key and click, I get a dialog box. And here is where all the magic happens. I'm going to deselect scale, strokes, and effects, deselect objects, and just leave patterns. Now, if I change my scale to 200, now I've just scaled my pattern itself and my object stays intact. And you've just mastered it in a minute.
I recently attended the IPA Technical Conference in Chicago and also participated in the conference as a speaker. This edition of Get Creative covers some of the workflows and technologies that were presented at the event. The conference was highly focused on creative workflows and included keynotes from both Adobe and Quark. The presentations were both excellent as always, but there was only one common feature that was discussed, which was XML technology. Adobe's presentation focused on the creative side of publishing and was very design-oriented and showcased the Creative Suite's mobile technology and future Flash integration that we've been seeing so much about. Seeing the new tools in action really drew oohs and ahs from the attendees. Whereas Quark focused on automated workflows and database publishing efforts, Quark went on to state that they are looking towards the future where pushing content is key. A useful technology that I discovered during the conference is a product from Global Edit. Global Edit is a professional online image management system that provides global access to massive photo collections and a suite of workflow tools. We use Global Edit to manage our images for our IPA ICANN event for Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Metropolitan Chicago. The workflow that we used with Global Edit was as follows. Photographer extraordinaire Jody Steen processed and uploaded portrait images for our Big Brothers and Big Sisters campaign. The art directors from the Chicago Portfolio School were then able to use Global Edit to select the images that would fit into our marketing campaign. Our retouchers at Beat Studio Chicago were then able to download and retouch the selected images, which were then routed to me for page layout and pre-press. Here's a quick look at this Global Edit interface. It's pretty cool.
So I've already logged into Global Edit and I've selected the images that I wanted to view within my lightbox. Now I'm going to choose to send all images to my contact sheet, and it brings up an image editor. I can select any one of my images at this point to edit. I'm going to go ahead and select this image and select a tool. Let's check out the markup editor. So you can see I've got this great zoom and I can really zoom in tight on this image and get a lot of detail that I can then mark up for the people that are going to retouch this. I can choose to create a contact sheet. I've got keyboard commands, all kinds of great tools. The images are wonderful, and this is called Global Edit, and it can be located at globaledit.com.
So if you use a lot of photography in your workflow, check out the customizable solutions from Global Edit at www.globaledit.com. When I was at the conference, I was also able to capture some footage to bring the event to you. Let's go take a look. Hey, this is Shelley Hall with Get Creative, and I'm coming to you from the show floor here at the IPA Technical Conference. And right now, I am standing in the AGFA booth. Very cool. They've been around a long, long time.
So what you have here is my gallery. I can click, I you need to shut off this music. For pretty much any dialogue, whether I'm in Photoshop or Illustrator, I can save for web. And
so how do you, as a producer, begin to also look at expanding your business and being able to take that business and do some of these things in a more automated way?
Whether you know it or not, as you're working day by day, whether you're working in Microsoft Office or you're working in any of the Adobe CS Suite, you are actually adding metadata to your files.
One thing that I learned is that creatives hate metadata.
Hi, my name is Alex Hamilton, and I'm the Director of Business Development for InFocus. We're a division of ESCO Artwork. InFocus software makes editing and pre-flighting software tools for PDF workflows.
What this application does is verifies the monitor, or the hard proof in this case, that it is within tolerance and everything is okay with your monitor.
Shelly, how are you?
Hey Buzz, I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
You got a monkey here.
You like my monkey?
I love your monkey.
I'm going to File, Automate, Web Photo Gallery. Go ahead and select that.
I have over 1,100 students in my department, and 3/4 of them are designers, and I love them.
Adobe InDesign and InCopy workflow. And that's where the designers have InDesign, and the editors, instead of using Word, they use the editorial adjunct called InCopy. And in that workflow, it is kind of like an Agile workflow because everybody is iteratively working on the same publication at the same time.
What's going to happen if Quark goes away and Adobe has no competition at all? They'll get even more Microsoft-like. Is there anybody here from Adobe right now? It's scary the way they're starting to act, and I think the only thing that's going to prevent that is competition. And I, for one, as beat up as I have been over the years by Quark, right, I would like to see them survive. But the fact that in this audience of pre-press and pre-media professionals that we don't have a single Quark user, that's interesting. So we're mostly using Ready, Set, Go.
There you go. Love that. Love that. Straighten your head up just a little bit. Perfect. Now I'm going to come up a little bit and try and just see what angle it is.
And we're going to go over these and look at the copy, look at the layout before we decide if they're good enough to go to press. And this is Art, who is the CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Metropolitan Chicago. So what do you think of this project, Art?
Outstanding. Outstanding.
It definitely was a busy week. Thanks for checking out this special edition of Get Creative, which covered the IPA Technical Conference held in Chicago. To find out more information about the IPA ICANN project we created for Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Metropolitan Chicago, which was amazingly fun and very rewarding, visit www.bbbschicago.com. So that's all the creative news I have for the week of April 28th, 2008. Be sure to check out all of our Get Creative videos at creativepro.com. This is Shelley Hall with Get Creative. Take care.